Hey squad, it's me, Venus. It is July 5th, 2026. Sunday, if you will. Right now, I am at this cute little lake having some watermelon, my Star Spangled Twisted Tea Lemonade, as well as reading The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. I love Mel Robbins. Mel Robbins, if you're seeing this, I love you. I asked Coda the child, give me a number between 1 and 304. He said 200. So this page of the book was talking about to enter the standoff. So in this concept, it is talking about pressuring someone, and when you are pressuring someone to do something, even if it is something as gentle as being a couple and then buying you and your partner a gym membership to have your partner work out with you because you care about their health or whatever. So this chapter is talking about how no matter how loving your intentions are behind the audible signs, your spouse is feeling like you're trying to fix them, or just someone is feeling like you're trying to fix them, change them. And what we all really want is to feel accepted for the person we are, accepted exactly as we are, supported exactly as we are for the challenge or the experience that we are facing in our present life. And by pressuring someone, even if it's very subtle, more pressure creates resistance. And so as I continue to read, I stumble upon chapter 15, Unlock the Power of Your Influence. And this chapter expands on how by telling your story and how an experience has positively benefited you, that will then inspire other people. Instead of saying, I do this, you should do this. Just saying, I do this and I feel closer to joy. I feel a more positive experience. Instead of saying, I feel this, I feel positive, and I know you want to feel positive, so you should do this experience that I found my own positivity in, which it doesn't add up because each of our experiences is innately different. Even if at the root, we are all humans innately wanting to experience more joy and less pain. And so, yes, you found something for yourself, or I have found something for myself that allows me to experience more joy and pain. And as exciting as I may be about that, it is important for me to not express that with other people and say, but you guys want to be happy. I found something that makes me happy, which means it's got to make you happy. If it makes me happy, I got to tell people that it makes me happy so that it makes you happy. But that's not the situation. Importantly, I can show up in a context like watermelon. I love watermelon. Watermelon makes me so happy. I love watermelon. That's the end of the story. Whoever sees that image of me describing how much I love watermelon, how positive watermelon has impacted my life, it is up to that person to then make their own choice. And with that own choice, to make their own decision to take action on that positive experience. See, I'm going to close this book now. No matter how subtle a hint, a little push, a comment, a suggestion may be to make someone experience the same joy that you have experienced, that I have experienced, it's never going to work. We are each our own individuals, and we can only make our own choice based on our own experience. And I can be inspired and feel that inspiration, like when I see someone do something and see how they're so positively impacted, not how they're projecting it, not how they're telling other people to do, not how they're trying to sell something, but simply observing a person in an experience, and with that experience being a positive experience and them being positively impacted, then I can see that experience and be like, wow, personally, I've decided that I'm looking for a positive experience. That person experiencing their own positive experience is now positively impacting me as an influence for me to make my own decision. So all I can say is that the best thing that I can do for myself is express myself, be myself, and live my highest timeline, which is really just do what makes me happy in every single moment, every single second, without minimal pain or negative impact. So by living a positive life and not promoting it, but just openly radiating that positivity, that is what then inspires people to live their own positive life. Because I can only be an inspiration to other people and not ever tell people or pressure them, or even if I think it's inspiring, like, people make their own decisions. We are all our own people, and all I can ever do is be myself and let that energy internally radiate outwards. And if someone sees that energy radiate outwards, they can then either feel inspired or feel challenged, and then through that challenge they find more of themselves. So inevitably, all I gotta do in this life is be myself. In addition, something I've been learning this week, and that has echoed, of course, through my entire life, but it's now taking shape and through another situation this week, which is the same lesson that's always been present in life, but it's now being echoed in a version that is louder to me to be more aware of, is to believe people when they show up for themselves. Believe it when I see it kind of vibe. Like, yes, trust in the manifestations and the creation, all the above, but really the manifestations can only be created in present action, which would then be trusting the present action as being enough instead of trusting that no action is enough, which is never entire. But when someone says they're going to do something, I'll believe it when I see it. Don't tell me you're going to do something. Not do it. And then tell me you're going to do something yet, then not do it. How about don't tell me what you're going to do? How about just do it? We can attach ourselves to the outcomes and potentials of ideas, but that's a waste of our time. That's a waste of my time. That's a waste of energy. I stick with the rhythm of I'll see it when I believe it. Yes, trust in all the above, but I'll see it when I believe it. Yes, I know what I'm manifesting, but I'll see it when I believe it as well. You want to XYZ? Okay, cool idea. Cool idea. You want to leave the house in 20 minutes? Okay, cool idea. Cool idea. I'll see it when I believe it. I'll see it when I believe it. Attaching to these outcomes. Well, they said. Well, they declared. Oh, you want to take me? You want to do this? Okay. Let me know when it's actually happening. This world's full of infinite potentials in every single moment. But all that matters, all that is promised, all that is promised is this moment. This moment is the outcome of all actions of my present life. This is all I know. This is all that's promised. This is all that's present. I promise all. This moment is all that's promised. This moment is all that's promised. All I can promise is the present. So yes to XYZ. I will do okay in the present moment when that is happening. That will be the promise of the present, and that will be the truth of the present moment, but that is not presently being experienced. Therefore, keep your if, buts, so, ands, what, when, who, where, why, if, one day, to yourself. Okay, deep down in your soul, you know that one day, just let that one day happen. Don't tell anyone. Don't promote it. Just let it be. What is this life to promote, to tell anyone? See, if innately at the core we are all connected, absolutely one, then if you were trying to tell others, then you are simply not believing in yourself. And if I am trying to tell others, then I am simply not believing in myself. If I'm trying to tell others that one day I will, then I'm simply not believing in myself, because I do not need to tell anyone that one day I will do X, Y, Z, because all that exists is infinitely one at its core. And so if I am believing the illusion of separation, which yes, it is important to balance the illusion of separation and also the infinite one consciousness as one, in this grounded moment, I can hold two truths at one time. While yes, infinitely one, and I know what is about to happen, or XYZ, whatever is manifesting, I do not need to tell people what is manifesting, because those other people are simply mirrors of myself. And so to tell another person of myself is simply to not believe in myself and to need that validation of another person that's outside of me. But that person outside of me is simply me. So all I need to do is believe in myself. What's interesting is that I feel the prana, life force, energy moving through my body more powerfully innately when I hold my Jupiter finger to my thumb finger. The middle finger is the Jupiter finger, the finger of expansion. I also honor just my absolute indefinite awareness of being able to witness energy beyond visible measures, but feeling it. So I was watching videos from the past about me at EDC in like 2023 with me and my friends at the time, and it was really cool to be able to watch videos of us literally being able to telepathically connect and feel the vibrations of another and like call over someone and then, you know, act out whatever is being presented. And just to be able to witness the energy that was present within that experience, but to be able to look at the camera, like look at the videos that I was recording and be able to see that I literally can like see the telepathic communication, like to be able to see like me experience one thing and then just having that experience having its own outcome, but then being able to internally connect vibrationally to my other friends, and then my other friends being able to internally vibrationally respond and connect and come forth through. I'm like, wait, I can literally, like, this is a new level of awareness that I've expanded to, that I've been able to look past on videos and be able to see the nonverbal cues and internal telepathy of vibrations radiating from one to another, and being able to see how that we connect through that. And I just feel like I've honorably expanded to a new level of awareness, being able to be in Nebraska, being able to be in this small town away from society, being able to just regulate myself through the day and stay regulated, because I don't have to show up for society or show up in a rush or have to pay attention to the clock or the time, which I am so grateful for. Blessed to that. I think it's funny that when I forget a thought and I try and for a split second think, what was that thought? I'm like, remember, if it was meant to stay, it would. If it's gone, it was meant to leave. And I'm like, right, let me save my energy not trying to chase a thought that has intentionally been absent, because that thought is no longer present for the experience that I'm experiencing. Even if it was present for 5 seconds ago, but it's no longer present, I'm simply not meant to initiate or take action on that thought, because it is no longer present. If the experience was present for me to experience, the experience would be present for me to experience, but it looks like the pre-experience isn't present for me to experience, because I'm not meant to experience that present experience. Life is always expanding. Life is inevitably changing in every single second. It is never still. Atoms are constantly moving. Vibrations of everything are constantly happening, because each and every person, and innately nature in its own self, which we are innately nature, is constantly, inevitably changing. I believe the word for that is entropy. And the one thing that in life that is true is that everything is in constant motion. And now speaking of that, me and my grandma were in a dream last night. Her name is Sanani. We were in a dream in the Phoenix Art Museum, going through the museum. I remember looking at Life 360, and because yesterday, literally in this reality, she said that she was feeling overwhelmed. She needed space from everyone to deregulate. And so in that dream, that message carried over of space to regulate. And the message that came through in the dream was that I looked at Life 360 and she was just off-road and she was whipping it and in the middle of the desert of Arizona and on her way to the Phoenix Art Museum. And then I showed up at the Phoenix Art Museum and it had really cool exhibits that were actually more like an IKEA hallway where you'd walk through the doorway and then some secret door, something like a shower or just a cabinet would lead you to the next art exhibition, which is just like a small a little bit bigger than an apartment living room kind of size, or maybe even an apartment bedroom. It was very small, but I remember that we just went through multiple art exhibits that were through a secret door and very tiny. Thinking about it now, how does this relate to my present life? It sounds like I must honor the calling of separation and separation from stimulation to deregulate, to come home to self in order to understand self in a way that is more artsy, in a way that is more abstract, in a way that is expressed through art. So in order to come home to myself, yes, I must honor the separation of stimulation and be alone with myself and explore my creative outlets to further understand myself and navigate my interpersonal life through expressing my art. And through expressing my art, I then understand myself and the world around me, which internally, and what I have been thinking for about a week is that, wow, okay, I love that I posted like 3 YouTube videos in 1 week. And I was like, okay, so I popped off for a week and then my family came out here to Nebraska. And then I haven't posted and I don't connect with my family or the people that are currently around me in the way that I'm connecting to this little dot on the screen. And I've been like, girl, I haven't even made a YouTube video in like a week. I need some alone time to be separate, to connect with myself, to connect with my creative self, to be able to express myself innately so that I can understand myself and the world around me. Okay, yes, blessed to the dreams. Thank you. And in this third eye awareness beyond the physical and into the vibrational and the awareness of my entire timeline and all the above that goes with it, I did do the baby's makeup. He's like 5. And I was doing my eyeshadow yesterday. I was doing my makeup yesterday and I had an eyeshadow palette open. And I said, do you want some? Like, it was a color. And he's like, what is this? I said, it's colored powder. It's called eyeshadow. It's a palette. And I use it to express myself. And he's like, I would like some. And I was like, would you like a bindi just like me? And then he was like, what is a bindi? And I told him that it is from the Eastern culture, and we live in the Western culture, and the Eastern culture is educated on spiritual bodies and being a spiritual being in a human experience, and how in the Western culture human experience is disconnected from the Eastern culture, or disconnected from the spirit itself, or at least more judgmental, more restricted. And I told him that if anyone asks what this is a bindi, this is your third eye, this is your consciousness, your awareness. And I know he's 5, but I'm here to tell every child the truth, no matter how old they are, because eventually that will be locked in subconsciously, and they will just hold that truth and that wisdom within their body, whether they understood it at this moment or not, or it comes out later in their life. I don't care. I will speak my truth to anyone, anywhere, anytime. Anyway, I did that, and he wanted to do his own purple eyeshadow, and I said, wow, you look like a warrior. If anyone asks, tell them, you are a fierce warrior. And he said, what is a warrior? I said, it is someone who is strong, who chooses to face the challenge with strength. Isn't that you? And he said, yes, I'm a warrior. Because honestly, out of all his brothers, even though he's the youngest, that child has no fear of fear. He is confidently the one that says, I'm the strongest one here. I'm the leader here. And I'm like, that is my kind of guy right there. That is literally, you are literally my cousin for a reason. And then I took him outside, and immediately his mom said, take that off. And my grandma was like, literally mom, literally mother though, literally parental, divine mother. Yes, my grandma Nani. She said, no. I'm like, well, suddenly he puts eyeshadow on and all you see is his Pride Month in front of you. I'm like, we're just playing, we're just having fun. He got his face washed off immediately. But hey, we explored that avenue of personal self-expression and being a warrior, being fierce, facing the challenge no matter what, and showing up with strength. And honestly, that's my mantra. Any challenge I face with strength, knowing that the challenge present is only present as an opportunity of growth. No matter the challenge that faces me, I was made for this. This challenge is an opportunity of my growth, and I have absolutely nothing to fear. And instead, I face this challenge with curiosity, openness, and acceptance to the present moment. And so it is. On the note, I hope you baddies and bitches have a splendid little afternoon. Splash around in the water, connect with the flow and the rhythm of your own life, of your internal world and the world around you. And may you face any and every challenge with an open mind, curiosity, and acceptance. See you around the bend.